All right, welcome back to the Elias Macko Show. You heard it in James Foster's newscast. A new report released by Quebec Solidaire MNA, Gabriel Nadeau-Dubois, raising serious questions about whether school infrastructure investments in Quebec have been distributed fairly or politically. The claim that ridings held by the governing CAQ party, the Coalition Avenir Québec, received disproportionately more money for school construction and renovations compared to opposition-held ridings. Now, Education Minister Sonia Lebel in her office denies any favoritism, but let's try and take a look at the data and the numbers. Gabriel Nadeau-Dubois from Quebec Solidaire is on the line. Monsieur Nadeau-Dubois, welcome back to the show. Comment ça va?
Ça va très bien. Thank you, Elias, for having me.
Listen, first things first. You came on a little while back to talk about boys and their success in our education system. Now you're back on this subject. It's not lost on me. You're getting out of the politics game.
Yeah.
You could sit on your hands and do nothing and run out the clock, but you're still working. Why?
Because a lot of people are getting up early, sometimes before sunrise, to pay taxes, and those taxes pay my salary. So I've been elected to work for 4 years. I'm not going to work for 3.5.
Well,
for 4 years.
I just want to say it's appreciated. Sometimes we don't see that. You certainly are not the case. Yeah. Now let's get to let's get to the issue at hand, okay? And my first instant gut reaction to what you said at the National Assembly yesterday was, "Duh, this is politics. You win elections." Yeah. You give stuff to your ridings. This is politics. Why isn't it just as simple as that?
Well, I think I know what you mean. It's been it's been a rumor in Quebec politics for quite some time now. Sometimes maybe it's how things work, but I don't think it's how things should work. Mm-hmm. I think public money should be allocated according to the needs of the population, especially when we talk about education. Public money should be allocated following the needs of kids. We have a lot of money to put inside our schools in the next years because our schools are in a pretty bad shape. So that money should be allocated following the needs of the kids. And we should not normalize or accept that public money is spent with a partisan bias. I know that sometimes we think it's how things work, but I think we should not fall into cynicism, and I think we should not normalize that situation, and we should expect and ask our government to spend money according to the public good.
Now, I heard you say, and we played a clip of you in the newscast here, that it was difficult to even get the data, parse out the data. So how can you make these allegations? How did you end up getting to your conclusion if the data is not even that reliable?
Well, the quote that was just broadcast was me talking about the process, the attribution process of the money, which is in fact completely. There's a lack of transparency. It's very difficult to understand criteria that are used to make decisions, how the projects are evaluated, why are some projects funded, why are some projects not funded. But the actual projects are quite easy to find. We did a demande d'accès à l'information. We were able to examine the 190 projects that the CAQ funded since its election in 2019. So we were able to track those projects. We were able to associate them with ridings. And what we found is that the CAQ had approximately 64% of the seats in the National Assembly, but though the CAQ ridings received 75% of total investments in school construction and renovation since 2018. So it's quite a disproportionate part of the investments that went into the ridings of the Coalition Avenir Québec.
Now, did it come down to, okay, listen, two schools in equally bad shape, and when the choice came down to it, the CAQ would pick a school in their riding, or do we see something far worse, where they would choose schools that were in better shape to receive more money and more renovations before other schools in non-CAQ held ridings that were in desperate need of repairs?
Well, I didn't have the resource to do a case-by-case analysis. That's what I've required, resources that I don't have as an opposition M&A. But what I calculated is the fact that CAQ ridings in average are the ridings in where the schools are in better shape of Quebec. So in average, schools located in a riding represented by a Coalition Avenir Québec M&A at a 70% deterioration rate. That's the best across all political parties. So it seems to me that it's very difficult to justify that the government put 75% of its investments in ridings where, in average, their schools are in better shape than all across Quebec. That seems to me very, very difficult to justify.
What would you say to someone who says to you and your party, you don't like it, come up with more policies that get you more seats and gets you into power, and that's how you can change things? What would you say to that?
That I agree with this. And that's what I've been trying to do. Now it's up to new people to try it.
Well, that's the thing, huh? Right? You gave the old college effort there to try and nudge your party in that direction.
Yeah,
didn't work out.
Yeah, I gave 10 years of my life to that to that project. Now it's time for me to take care a little bit of my family. But yes, I think the solution is to elect people that will change the system. And honestly, it would be wrong for me to blame only the CAQ. I mean, we have reason to believe that this kind of bias has been existing in Quebec long before the CAQ went to power. So for me, the issue here is not to only point the finger to the Coalition de Quebec, but to say that the fact that our system lacks transparency, the fact that our system is completely, in French we say opaque.
Yeah, opaque. It's opaque. It's not transparent. It's opaque. Yeah.
So the fact that the process is completely opaque, that's one of the reasons why we are seeing those partisan bias in the funding of infrastructure projects. So whatever the next government is and whatever the next party is in power, I think they should look at this, because we need parents and kids to be able to trust the process, to trust the fact that if their school is in bad shape, they're not going to be disadvantaged because they didn't vote the right way at the last election.
Before I let you go, I want to get your hot take on the tax cuts announced by Premier for CJAD. Some items at the grocery store, a little bit of a rebate for drivers for car registration, and then a check is coming for Quebecers who are low and medium income Quebecers. What are your thoughts on that money?
Well, I mean, it's not bad in a context where a lot of families are struggling to make ends meet. I mean, every little help, I think, will be welcomed by the families, but we have to be realistic here. The main reason why people are not able to make ends meet, the first issue in terms of cost of living is housing. The first item on everyone's budget in Quebec is housing costs. Whether you're a homeowner or a renter, the first item on your budget every month is housing. If we do not address the housing crisis, if we do not slow down the explosion of housing costs in Quebec, all those small gestures to help families will be useless. We have to solve the housing crisis. It's the only way to slow down the cost of living crisis.
Yeah, saving $20 on groceries, but your rent is up $200.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're going to run out of things to detax if we do not solve the housing crisis.
Let me ask you, did you watch the game last night?
Yes, I did, of course.
Did you see that PQ attack ad?
Oh, I did not. I was in a bar and they didn't show the ad.
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't well, I saw it honestly, I saw it this morning on social media.
Okay, all right.
But not during the game.
All right. Well, listen, maybe you want to keep listening to the show, because when I come back, I'm going to be playing that for our listeners here. Yes.
I saw it this morning on social media. I was focused on hockey last night, and honestly, I'm gonna let the political parties do their thing, and
all right.
For me, these kind of things.
Monsieur Nadeau-Dubois, Gabriel, merci beaucoup et à la prochaine.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
That's Gabriel Nadeau-Dubois. He's Quebec Solidaire's education critic.
This May, iHeartRadio celebrates Asian Heritage Month. Discover powerful stories, vibrant cultures, and unforgettable music. From inspiring podcasts to playlists that span East, South, Southeast, and West Asian artists. We're honoring the voices shaping our world. Listen now on the free iHeartRadio app and at iHeartRadio.ca.